Okay, all right. Okay, today we are going to share, I think the last sharing chapter from this book, The Servant. Okay, it's about the environment. Okay, so based on the wording itself, you see something to do with the, okay, how environment affects, okay, our growth. Okay, first slide. Okay, in the last chapter, when we share about the verb, okay, how a verb is, how love is not a feeling, because we always thought that love is a feeling, but the last chapter, the verb taught us that love is not a feeling, it's an action. Okay, it's a choice, so therefore it's a verb. So action always speak louder. Okay, cakap banyak tak guna kan. You have to, okay, action speak louder, so are infinitely more important than your words lah. Okay, so that's the principle that we learned in the verb. Okay, next slide. Okay, as there's a saying that love our neighbor as ourselves. So what does this mean? Okay, it means that we must love others in the same way as we love ourselves. That is, the neighbor does not mean physically the neighbor next door, or neighbor here means our surrounding, okay, our people that we come across in our surroundings. So we love them as we love ourselves. So that is what it means, okay? But there are times, okay, when in reality, we also cannot stand ourselves. So how to love ourselves, right? We sometimes there's circumstances when we hate ourselves. So how to love ourselves in those circumstances? Okay, next slide. Okay, then you would have to remind yourself again, okay, love is an act, not a feeling, it's a choice. So you don't base on, irrespective of how you feel, you hate yourself, or that particular time you don't really like yourself, so that would be irrelevant. Okay, because if you choose that love is an act, so even at a time when you hate yourself, you would still continue to love yourself. How? You meet your own needs. Okay, you don't go and injure yourself. Okay, or when you're hungry you still eat, right? When you need to sleep you still sleep. So that's how meeting your own needs, you still meet your own needs. Okay, so that's how you have to love yourself. So this one, irrespective of how you feel, that's an act. Okay, that's why that shows that how it's an act. So when it comes when to meeting needs, we sometimes we are like little kids, right? Little kids, that means we don't care others, we want what we want. So in those, if in those circumstances, then what should we do? Okay, next slide. Okay, these are circumstances also. Then you think how, yes, example, how we do not live to that, okay, to that love our neighbor. Usually, when we ourselves do blunder, we forgive ourselves quickly. But if other people do blunders, the same blunders, we will very quick to judge them. Okay, so we are very quick to love ourselves, but not so quick to love others. Okay, this is something in reality lah. Okay, so in the principle is that means we can only be truly loving to our neighbors when we are as concerned about their welfare as much as we are concerned about our own welfare. Okay, so think of their welfare means, what I do, will it give effect to others? Will it affect my neighbors? Okay, how to help them in these circumstances? So become more thoughtful. So it requires you to be more, let's say, thoughtful. Okay, not really. You don't have to be, expressly love and hugging, those things. It doesn't require you to be that. Okay, then truly loving is where you are concerned. Okay, maybe what you do, will it affect them? Okay, sharing what you have with them. That is how being truly concerned. Okay, next slide. Okay, so now we shift a bit. Okay, swift a bit. Now we talk about the importance of creating a healthy environment for people to grow and thrive. So I'll be using a metaphor, okay, of a planting garden. You imagine planting a garden. So for garden got plants. So for plants to grow, plants need to have a healthy environment if you want it to grow. Okay. So how to create a healthy garden if we know nothing about gardening? Okay. Any of you here do gardening? Mai ada buat gardening?
Tak ada. Tak ada.
Ada ke tak ada?
Tak ada. Don't have. Tak.
Ada.
Tak ada.
Tak ada.
Sebab my current home macam tak suitable yet. So not
You're
sure.
living in a condo, is it?
In a flat. So not sure kalau my new house nanti maybe nak buat lah.
Your house nanti baru punya landed ke?
Yes.
Oh, landed lah. So ada
plan nak buat lah.
Bukan ada garden.
No.
Garden lah.
Ada plan nak buat. Yes.
So nak tanam barang kan?
Yes.
Okay. Siapa lagi sini? Sui, do you planting? Do you do gardening? Now, Jimmy?
Yeah, I plant a lot.
Oh, you plant also. You like to plant things. What do you plant?
At my house has a longan.
Longan
Wow.
Oh, you plant fruits lah. So no need to buy lah. You can just pluck and eat lah.
Yeah, I just plant and eat only.
Wow, Jimmy.
More than 10 years already.
Apart from what longan, what else do you have?
Flower.
Flower also. Also you like flower also.
Yes.
So okay. So both of you you grow things So you know that to grow things, they have a healthy environment for plants to grow, right? So what are the things that we need? Okay, even though we don't know nothing about gardening, but here we got to expert. Okay, to expert on gardening. Next slide. Yeah, next slide. So of course we have to get a piece of land, right? Okay, then make sure that got a lot of sun, got sunlight, and then the soil, this one is for like commercial lah, okay? Soil tu kena terbalik kan, okay, to prepare for planting. Okay, then you need the seeds, right? Then of course very important, you need the water. You need to water them. Then you need to fertilizer. Then kalau ada weed, what do? You have to keep the weed, okay, away, pests. Okay, tada nanti orang itu pests come and eat. So these are the things, right? These are the things you need to create a healthy environment. So if we do as suggested above, what we can expect? What we can expect? Mai, boleh expect apa?
So the plant will grow.
Yes, the plants will grow lah. Next slide. Okay, so we will see growth, right? And then we will fruits coming. So when the fruit comes, can we say that we cause the growth to occur? Can we say that we are the one who cause the growth of the plant? Yes. Jimmy? Yes.
Yes.
Sui? Not there, I think. Okay, next slide. Okay, the reality is the fact is that we didn't really cause the growth to occur. It's the creator who caused the growth to occur, but we help it along. We create the environment. Okay, we don't make things grow because we don't create things. Only the creator. So he's only the one that who knows how to from a little seed grow to a large tree. Okay, so that's God. So we create the environment for it to grow. We prepare the condition for growth. Okay, at least get the soil, water, the seed, fertilizer. Yes, that is the proper environment for the growth to occur. Okay, so not only this principle not only true in planting. Okay, garden is I think one of the best example to show. Okay, but with human beings is the same principle. Next slide. Okay, let's say for a child, during 9 months in the womb, so like you have experienced this, right? For the child to develop from zero conception until 9 months, you need the womb have to be a healthy environment. If any problem with the womb, so high chances the baby will be miscarried or other complaints. Okay, so these are this what the scientific study has shown. Okay, the womb has to be healthy environment. So this is inside during the 9 months. Once it's born, a child also needs to have a healthy environment to develop. Okay, agree?
Agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next. So you know what happens if babies who are born baru lahir and no human contact, they will end up, they die, because there's one experience there. They are in the orphanage, but orphanage tak ada orang jaga. Okay, they end up, what they do, they shrink and die. Okay, because no human contact. That's why, because the human contact is a very important environment for babies to grow. So same, if you go to prison, okay, prison are filled with people who grow in sick environment. Who are the ones who go to prison? Okay? You see the background, they will have, most of them from the survey, they will have sick environment. They're at home girl. Okay, that's the environment. Okay, that's the background. So it's necessary to have proper parenting and create a healthy home environment. Okay, in order to have a healthy society. Otherwise, the prison will be full of those people. Okay? The importance of how environment play a part. Okay, next. Okay, even in medicine also. So when you sick, you go to doctor, right? Can you say doctor heal you? Does the doctor heal you?
No. You just help.
Always believe that doctor heal me, right? Doctor heal me. So actually what the doctor do, actually doctor doesn't cause a wound to heal. It doesn't heal the wound. Actually doesn't heal the wound. Okay? Broken bone, yes, he do surgery for you, but actually he's not the one who heals. But what doctors do here is to provide assistance, provide the environment. Okay, you need to have medication, right? You need to have the therapy. Okay, the environment. So what they do is they create a proper condition for the body to heal itself. Okay. Next slide. So therapists also believe, they often believe that they can heal people. But therapists, what they do is only to create a healthy environment for the client by establishing a relationship with the client. That's why it's always a one-to-one session, right? Therapist and the client. So they need to build trust. It's based on this trust. Okay, trust is that healthy environment. If there's no trust, the patient can't be healed. The patient with mental, if they have come and see therapists, the environment is not right. It's not environment. Okay, there will be no trust. If no trust, they can't. There's no proper environment for them to be healed. So this trust, this relationship will be based on trust, acceptance, and the commitment. So once a therapeutic and safe environment is created, then the patients then only can begin the process of healing themselves. So the therapist provides the environment. Okay, so this is also another example to see how why environment is important here. Okay, the role that environment plays. Okay, next slide. Okay, back to the garden just now. We think of our area of influence as the garden. Okay, it means we compare the garden as our area of influence that needs tending. Let's say we are leading on a company or okay in a workplace. Garden needs attention and care. So garden is like our area that we are jaga, area yang kita jaga, let's say, at work. So if garden needs fertilizer, okay, water, but in our area of influence, we also need to be fertilized. Yeah, we need to give fertilize with appreciation, recognition, or praise. Okay, to people that we lead. Okay, or need to be weeded. Okay, dah banyak sampah serap dah, you have to weed it out. If not, the garden there means the area yang kita jaga tu will be weeded, grown dengan lalang. Okay, so our part and nurture our garden, what we will get a healthy fruit. That's why healthy fruit. Okay, I say water it, we weed it out. Okay, all yang tanah punya. Yeah, okay, so what will come up is the healthy fruit. Same goes to our area of influence. Okay, if our workplace there, we do the same thing, fertilize it with this and this and this. Okay, then we get a healthy worker, a healthy work environment. Okay, next slide. But question is next question. Yeah, we'll see fruit, but how long? How long it will take? Okay, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, few years? No. So many leaders has become impatient. Don't say leader lah. Sometimes in a family or what, in relationship, they also come impatient, okay, and given up before they see the fruits. Okay, they have chance to see the fruit to grow. So people are expecting fast results, but the fruit will not grow as what you expected. Okay, they need time to be ready. They can only come when they are ready. Okay, so that's why the leader, it's important to have the commitment. So that's why commitment is important for a leader. Okay, if there's no commitment, okay, you won't even have a chance to see the fruit to grow. All right, next slide. Okay, then another factor to decide that will decide how long the fruit, okay, how fast or how long the fruit will ripe, okay, is if we compare that with our relational bank account. Okay, what is relational bank account? In our bank account, the normal bank account, we deposit money, okay, real money, right? We deposit and withdraw money. Ada masuk debit credit. But in relational bank account, instead of deposit, also got deposit and withdraw, but instead of deposit money, okay, it's deposit the relation. Okay, the relationship. That means it's a comparison. That means it's a analogy lah. Okay, with the bank account, they use bank account as a comparison. This bank account, instead of you deposit money, you deposit, okay, whether you are treating people well, and then you have deposit. If you are being unkind or okay, treat people badly, then you get withdrawal. Okay, so it's the same like bank account, but it's depositing different thing like that. Depositing, we call that relational bank account. So this metaphor teach us that it's healthy to keep, important to keep a healthy relationship, because you need to have balance also. Okay, if your withdrawal is more, that means more than your deposits, that means you need to reflect, okay, how you're treating people, how maybe you need to reflect, okay, or change, okay, the way you treat people or we deal with people. Okay, so this is important that you keep a healthy relationship, so it will have a balance there. Next slide. So when we meet person for the first time, in this relational bank account will be neutral. I think neutral. Okay, 0-0, because we don't know each other. But as we go along the relationship, deposits and withdrawals in this account based on how we behave. For example, if we being trustworthy or honest, then we give deposits. Then there will be deposits. Okay, That means the credit side, debit or credit. Okay, deposit side you will see the figure naik. Okay, if you are giving people appreciation, recognition, then we see the deposit increase. Okay, example like being trustworthy, honest, or the good one, giving people appreciation or recognition, keeping our next slide word, okay, good listener, not talking behind other people's back, okay, or using courtesy, okay, or being courteous. Similarly, when we are being unkind, discourteous, break our promises, okay, and commitments, backstabbing, okay, poor listeners, being puffed up is arrogant, and so on. Okay, this will result in withdrawal. You will see you're out there. It will be out there. Okay, so it will be not balanced really. So how long will it take for the fruit to show up would also depend on how good is your relation, what's the status of your relational bank accounts. Okay, sorry. So you can start imagine this what if you see withdrawal, okay, you reflect whether now in your relationship with others, is your withdrawal more than your deposits? Okay, if yes, then you may need to reflect, okay, what can I do to reduce that withdrawal or to increase the deposit? Okay, same like bank account. If you see the withdrawal keluar banyak, you also takut kan? Is the same one. Right, next slide. So whenever you are about to make withdrawals, okay, be very careful because it can be costly. The withdrawals can be costly. Okay, it's just like when you build trust. Okay, we can spend years of effort building trust, but trust, okay, as in actual, it can also be lost in a second. It can be lost in a minute. Okay, so it's not easy to build. Okay, you spend years to build, but in 1 minute it can be lost. Same like your relation bank account. Okay, because some superiors are power oriented, okay, and couldn't care less about what love, respect, and authority is. So if we have such, we are working for such bosses. So what do we do? Okay, next slide. Okay, in an organization, from a survey, okay, even though the whole company can be very corrupt or okay, you have full of this negative environment, but there will always be a small corner there where a leader is taking responsibility of their little department that they have and making a difference there. Okay, maybe this leader, they cannot control the big picture, but they can control how they treat the people they lead in that small department that they have. Okay, so how to create the bigger environment? For the bigger environment, then how do you lead people to buy in? Okay, that means to listen. Okay, so the answer is, next slide, to legislate their behavior. So how to legislate their behavior? So as a leader, you are responsible for the environment. You need to create the environment. It's your responsibility to create that environment, okay, that is in your work of influence. Okay, so because these people have been entrusted in your care, so you have the power to legislate their behavior. So how to legislate? Next slide. Okay, so in companies like we have policies, right? We have policies, same like HQ, so have policy, procedure. Okay, everyone must follow. So we have that we use safety equipment. Okay, what time must come to work regularly, follow what time to what time, right? That is how the company legislate the behavior of its employees, okay, by using this procedure, SOP, policies. So in creating or implementing this policy and procedure, does a company policy change the behavior of the employee? No, the answer is no. It's not it's not the policy who change the behavior. It's the employee who need to change their own behavior. Okay. Now let's say if the policy says that, okay, if you don't follow, you are out. Okay. You don't follow this policy, procedure, SOP or what, then you'll be out. You'll be dismissed. Okay. Naturally, the employee will change his own behavior because he know that if he don't follow, he will be dismissed. Okay, it's not the policy who have changed the behavior, it's the employees themselves who has changed their behavior. They can, if they insist not to change their behavior, insist on their own behavior can. But they face the risk lah, they may have to go. Okay, so it's still their own choice. Okay, but that's what I want to explain lah. So how they legislate, okay, and other people's behavior in workplace. That's why companies use these policy procedures and all this. Okay. Next slide. But still, there are many people who believe that they can change other people's. Okay, some are, you know, like partner in a relationship, husband and wife. The wife, okay, they will believe that, oh no, I can change my husband, or my husband say I can change my wife. Okay, so these people will always try to get the to convert them or to get their head straight. It means you follow their instructions. Okay, but the thing is that we can, as a leader, we can motivate people. We can't really force them to change. Okay, we can provide the necessary environment, but eventually it's the people who must make their own choice whether you want to change or not. Okay, so when we legislate, we can introduce this, but it's still up to that employee or the people that we lead, whether they must decide whether they want to follow, okay, they want to change or to follow, or they insist on their own. Okay, next slide. So remember the principle of the garden. Okay, we do not cause the growth to occur, as we have said. So best as in leadership and in workplace also, we do not cause the growth. We only provide the environment, okay, and provide the necessary friction so that the people can choose to change or grow. Okay, but the very basic, let's say, okay, we need to produce implement the policy or SOP or what. Yes, we do. Okay, we do. But still, it's the employee who choose to want to follow or not to follow. Okay, so this explains, okay, and these are the examples, okay, that I hope that you can relate how the environment plays a part, okay, in not only in the leadership, in most of the situation that we are in, okay, how environment plays that part in our lives, in our work, in many other things. Okay, the example in leadership, how does the environment plays a part? Okay, I think that's all for my sharing. Is there any comment, okay, that you want to share on this?
Okay. It's okay. For me, it's a
think about.
For me, it's a good sharing on the it's like macam office environment macam tu. So we need to have healthy environment in order to have a healthy mindset. So so leaders or superior kena motivate ataupun help to boost healthy environment for the employee. So actually kena ada, employees pun kena ada commitment to create healthy, kena ada, both kena ada one direction lah. So macam, okay, yes, leader help to motivate, but employees also kena ada initiative to have a good environment.
Okay. What do you think of our environment in HQ? Is it a healthy environment? Do you have a healthy environment?
For me, HHQ ada provide healthy environment. So macam leaders ada create macam ada appreciation, ada recognition, support from each others department, from leader, from superior.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. For me also, I think HQ does have the environment, but maybe certain part that it can be better lah, it can be improved better lah. Okay, but I think from year to year, from the first year that I come in until now, I do see some improvement lah. At least I'm from the well-being side on the HR and office admin there. I do see that they did provide the environment lah. Okay, but it could be better. Okay, so do keep up lah. Yang lain-lain, Shui, do you have any comment?
Actually, I think Shui dia ada post in chat. She said yes.
Post in chat ah.
Yeah, sebab dia tak connect the mic to PC, so dia tak boleh nak speak. Then okay, so she said yes because there are a lot of activities carried out, like puzzle is fine. Okay, wow.
Okay, thank you for compliment. Okay, Jimmy, want to hear from you?
Nothing.
Nothing
Nothing.
Okay. So, but you agree, no? Environment plays a part. Healthy environment plays a healthy in for workplace.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so see, if I'm not surprised, are you surprised that people leave because of bad environment? It can be bad environment, it can be bad bosses, but bad environment plays a bigger part.
Yes, agree.
Or maybe equal lah. Maybe bad bosses also play a bigger part lah. But environment do play a part.
Yes.
It's either these two only. Okay? They either bad boss or bad environment. Yeah. Jimmy, agree, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Jimmy gelak je.
Jimmy. Okay. All right. So okay lah. So this one, I think it's actually, when I read it, it's something new for me. Okay, it's how environment plays a part there, and they use this example lah, the gardening example, which is very good example lah, because it relates to people doing gardening, how the environment, and also the doctor part, medicine part. Okay, so I think which one can be our takeaway? Provide the environment, or this last part.
Can we say leaders have to boost the healthy environment in order employees provide healthy environment in order for employees to have healthy mindset. Or macam panjang.
Yeah, something like that lah. I mean that's the gist lah. Okay, maybe I think I just need to reword it again. Okay, to proper wording.
Okay.
All right. I think let's okay. I don't have any other comments, so we can wrap up.
Okay.
For the next session, okay, this one close already. Yeah.